A New Mexico district attorney is saying that the accidental shooting on the set of the upcoming Western film Rust involving Alec Baldwin could result in criminal charges. For more on that, we're going to bring in the host of the Naughty But Nice podcast, also author of The Four-Word Answer, Rob Shooter. Good morning to you and welcome back, Rob.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Doing well. Let's talk about this. So many questions still since we first heard about this. The main questions, though, have been how could this happen on a movie set and who is really responsible? So what do you make of the talk of criminal charges?
Yeah, this is really interesting. In fact, I can break the news exclusively on your show. My sources tell me that Alec is actually now looking to lawyer up. This is really serious. They do expect charges. Now, it probably will be more difficult to charge Alec as the actor holding the gun, but where he is in big trouble is he's the executive producer of this movie. If people don't know what that fancy title means, it basically means you're the boss, and the number one job of an executive producer is making sure everybody on the set is safe. So there could be, I'm told there will be charges about this, not only because people are furious, but they want to make a change. If this can happen on a set with a big star like Alec Baldwin, what is going on smaller sets? I'm told that people will file charges, including maybe the insurance company. You cannot film a movie unless you get insurance. Now they're looking at what happened to her.
And it's interesting, you point out his role as producer. Not only do you say, your sources say he's lawyering up, some were wondering whether he was actually involved in the production or if that was just a title given to him. Regardless, that title holds him responsible to some degree. So what do you think the play of crew members walking out prior to this accident? We heard a lot of rumors of a lot of people on set and the union and all this stuff that goes into making a Hollywood film, and a group of people saying this isn't a safe set, we're leaving, we're done, and then this happens. How's that going to play into this?
It's going to really play into this investigation. It's not just the police and the authorities that are investigating. The insurance company are investigating too. So now we've seen an affidavit where it looks as if 5 or 6 union members left the set saying it was not safe. Also, too, we have reporting that the prop gun, which really isn't a prop gun if it can fire a bullet, it's a gun. That gun was used a few days before for shooting practice, often on these sets in the middle of nowhere. People get bored, people play, and it's now being reported that a few nights before, crew members were using the guns for target practice. And so this is all very, very concerning. I've been on quite a few sets, and I've got to say, I've never, ever heard of this lack of regards for rules, for structures. These rules are in place to keep people safe, and now we're going to figure out what went wrong, why, and ultimately, who is to blame?
Right. Keep people safe because somebody is dead. Helena Hutchins, dead. All right. I want to talk to you a little bit. Let's pivot. You're a royal watcher as well, so you're our go-to source for all things royal news. And we're hearing the Buckingham Palace is saying the Queen, 95-year-old Queen Elizabeth, will not attend the UN climate conference after advice to rest. What do you make of that?
Yeah, the Queen, 95 years old. It's time that we really consider maybe life without Queen Elizabeth. I know that's an awful thing to say about anybody. She has a remarkable life. And I think now is the moment, certainly where people in Britain are coming to the conclusion that it might be time, hopefully not soon, but in reality, she is 95, to think about a future without her. And that's a shocking thing to say because she's been on the throne for so long that I don't many people can remember a king or a queen of England that wasn't Queen Elizabeth. I think now people are slowly adjusting to the fact that this remarkable woman is still a human being. And so obviously she's taking things much slower. Now I've been told too that any official engagements that she will be making, she won't do by herself. She will now be with another member of the royal family. So if she has to cancel, they don't have to cancel the entire event. Somebody else can step in, but the family is really rallying around, having discussions about the future of the monarchy without Queen Elizabeth.
Such a somber thought. All right, Rob Shooter, thank you so much for joining us and breaking all that information down.
Take care. Send my love to Rob.
Oh, Rob, I'm sure says hello.
Oh, I'm listening, as always.
All right.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.